Hello, Facebook Live. Marcus here. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's our last day closed. We're back open tomorrow, Thursday. Jamie and I are going out for dinner tonight with Justin and other friends. Justin is doing very, very well. He's actually walking. He still has his cast on or brace on. He got surgery last week. Oh boy. All right. So we're having problems connecting here. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just walking around. I have the phone on my tripod right now. It is Wednesday. Jamie and I were working on the Super Bowl box today. So we're going to do this amazing Super Bowl box, which will be another great value like our New Year's box. That's going to have a lot of cool stuff in it for the Super Bowl. And hopefully the Buffalo Bills will be going to the Super Bowl. That'd be awesome if they were able to go and actually win. So Justin's going to Canisius College in Buffalo. So Justin is experiencing Buffalo and Buffalo Bills season. Let's see. Outdoor dining. We're still doing outdoor dining. We still have a tent back there. We have heaters on. We are, if you want to sit out there, you're more than welcome to sit out there. We just can't do full service because I can't send the wait staff out there. So I wanted to get close to the window here because there's been a truck outside. There's been a van outside for the last couple of hours, and it just pulled out. But I went near the window and I lost service. So there's been a Pepsi van out in front of the restaurant for literally like 2-3 hours. And the van was not in front of the restaurant for Aroma Time. A lot of times, Jamie and I are always preaching real food, healthier food, organic food. Even when it comes down to our sodas, we have a better, higher quality soda than mainstream Coke or Pepsi. So in front of the restaurant, there's just been this Pepsi van literally for 2 hours sitting out there. He's doing work for another restaurant in the area. I don't know what restaurant. But I often wonder, like, when this happens, like sometimes the Budweiser truck will sit out front delivering to other restaurants. And people must think, man, Aroma Time's getting Pepsi, Aroma Time's getting Budweiser, Aroma Time's getting Coke. And no, folks, we don't buy big brands. We really, really believe in small brands. We've been like that since we opened 17 years ago. We've always been out for the small guy. And now with all this stuff, all this crazy, insane stuff that's going on in America right now, between COVID and our nasty political scene, a lot of people are saying, shop local, buy local, support local companies, support local farms, do all that kind of stuff. And Jamie and I have been doing that since we opened in 2003, 2004. That's been our mission. And that's why we opened the restaurant, because I didn't want to work for other places that were telling me the food that I had to serve. I wanted to be my own boss, and I wanted to have people come to my restaurant for my food beliefs and passions. And before this, I was working in Westchester County at a country club. Actually, we moved back from Colorado, and I worked in Westchester for 2 years and lost my job after 9/11, and then went to Millbrook Country Club and was working there as the executive chef there. I got to tell you, I made some really good money in country clubs as the executive chef, but it just wasn't myself. Couldn't express myself, and believe me, I could have easily stayed at Millbrook Country Club. I think the chef is still there who took over my job back in 2004. The same chef, I think, is still there. We're friends on Facebook, so I see his posts every now and then. Would have been a very comfortable job. It was literally working from May to October, having the rest of the winter off, doing a few things in the off season there for their for catering parties. I had Saturday nights off. We worked Friday night, we worked Sunday all day, Saturday nights off, and every other day of the week was lunches only. Very, very cushiony job, and paid very well, and medical insurance and all that kind of stuff. And so Jamie and I were at a crossroads. Do I stay at this job that it's not even really work at this point, and it pays amazing money, to opening our own place and busting our butts and living out our passion and our standards, and of course that's what we chose, Aroma Time. So I knew going into this job that it was probably only going to be a one-season job for me, and that's it. While I was there and had all that free time, I was looking for a place to open Aroma Time, which we eventually found here in Ellenville. So but the reason why we're here in our own place is because we want to take control. We want to have our own destiny. We want to be able to support who we want to support. We don't want to have double standards. We don't want to be the restaurant owners that go to Whole Foods to buy food for our family and then turn around and serve the worst food possible. That wasn't what Jamie and I wanted to do. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate a bunch of people tuning in. Russell, hi Cheryl, how's it going, Cheryl? Hi Adam. Drop a comment, everybody. If you're tuning in live, just drop a comment, #live. The live plays are on Facebook. The replays are on YouTube, or you can get a replay on Facebook too. You can watch it later. So I was on one of my coaching calls last night, and besides coaching other restaurant owners, I'm also a student on a couple coaching platforms. And the one platform, or the one program I'm on, is through Brad Lea, B-R-A-D, Brad Lea, L-E-A, Brad Lea. And I just love his podcast, and I love his business style. And I've seen him speak in person in Vegas a couple years ago, and I've been following him for quite some time now. And I'm kind of fell about through him through the Grant Cardone network. And he had a great guest last night on the call. Great guest on the call last night. He'll do these 2-hour phone calls with us. There's about 30 of us on these phone calls every week. And last night I had a guest on about doing contests, Facebook contests. So Jamie and I, we were kind of thinking this anyway last year. We've done a lot of Facebook contests, but we're thinking about doing more Facebook contests. And like right now, we place a small ad. First time ever we've advertised for our wine travel business, for VIP winery vacations. First time we've ever advertised. We started like 3 months ago, just throwing about $150 a month just to gain some awareness to that fan page and just let some people know who we are. And would imagine if I took that $150 and I actually bought like maybe an iPad or something. And iPads aren't $150, but bought an iPad and gave it away every month, did contests and got people to a fan page or a group. So Jamie and I are thinking about doing some more contests here. So stay tuned for contests is what I'm trying to say, through our wine travel page and through the Aroma Time. Give some cool things away, and whether it's food or electronics or something cool we can give away. And let's see. So it's Wednesday. We're closed. We'll be back open tomorrow. It's $9.99 all week long for our ribeye steak special. $9.99 to go ribeye steak specials. Call those in. The regular price in house is $19.99. It's $9.99 if you take it out. And people say, so many people have said to me all along, not all along, but a few people here and there, even somebody today, not even from the restaurant, said, why is it cheaper to take food out? You'd think it would be cheaper to eat food in, because then I'm going to buy more stuff. I'm going to buy beer. I'm going to do all this kinds of things, and I'll spend more money. And I said, well, here's how I'm looking at it. I can't really do that many people inside the restaurant. I only have 6 tables, maybe 7 the most, because of the limitations on COVID, the 50%. So when you come in to sit down, I have to pour your water. I have to clean up after you. I have to set the table. I have to put your dishes away. I have to do all these things, and I have to have a person do it, right? So that costs money. When you get takeout from a restaurant, it doesn't cost me. I'm not setting your table. I'm not washing your dishes. I'm not washing your napkin, folding it up. I'm not doing anything like that at your house, right? So I don't have the staff for it. So I can afford to give you a discount. And if I give you a good enough discount, I'm going to sell a lot of product to make up for low margins, and I'm going to get high volume and hopefully come out ahead. And then you still have the opportunity to buy a beer to go, or potatoes, or dessert, or anything else. So that's the situation with that. So yeah. That's why our prices are so awesome on our weekly $9.99 to go, because I don't have to worry about staff members to wait on you and my dishes and all that kind of stuff. So that's how that works, folks. So if you were wondering, that's how it is. Let's see. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Much more people in. Hi, Anne Marie. Hi, Mary. A bunch of other people in there. Jamie's in there too under the Aroma Time name. Dropped a comment there. If you're tuning in live, #live. If not, #replay. I just turned the camera around. All right, so something that I was listening to today on one of my health podcasts. A lot of people know about the powers of zinc and how well zinc works. And a lot of times doctors will give it in a combination with antibiotics, and they'll give you the zinc. So zinc is amazing. Zinc is really, really amazing. Now, keep in mind that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I just read a lot of stuff that your doctor should be reading and telling you. So I like that. I'm not a doctor, but I'm reading the stuff your doctor should be reading and telling you. So today, quercetin. Quercetin is a supplement you can take, and a lot of people don't really know what quercetin is. Sometimes quercetin goes in with vitamin C, and it's comboed with vitamin C to give it more availability, absorption. So quercetin, Quercetin, quercetin. So quercetin, this healthcare professional, this gentleman, was saying that quercetin is a must if you're taking zinc, because what zinc does is amazing. But if you take quercetin, it's a catalyst for opening up your cells and opening up whatever it's opening to get the zinc further into your body and activate it better. So quercetin, when you're taking zinc, take quercetin. So that was really cool today. What I do is I listen to these podcasts, and then if something sparks my interest, I take notes. And then later in my free time, I go online and I do a web search for that study, for that individual item, and then I'll go and read all about it if I want more information about it. So that's one of the things that I'm going to go research later, is the relationship between quercetin and zinc, and quercetin with really anything. Sorry, text message was coming in. So, and he said you should be taking quercetin with really anything. With if you were to get ivermectin, if your doctor would give you ivermectin for COVID, which National Institute of Health is getting, I think, very close to approving ivermectin for COVID. What's the other one? Hydroxychloroquine is not approved. It's still out there, and I think some doctors can still get it in certain states. There's a lot of really positive studies. If you go to PubMed and do a bunch of research, you'll find probably 125 studies that are really solid on hydroxychloroquine. There's maybe 50 more studies on there that are not peer-reviewed, but there's probably 120 to 130 really peer-reviewed studies, outpatient, 200 milligrams, first 3 days of taking of symptoms, outpatient use, like 99% success rates with it. So that's all there. It's all public knowledge. It's all there. So ivermectin, there's about 30 solid studies that are reproducible on ivermectin that are there, and how that'll work. But if you're taking any of those drugs or antibiotics, and zinc, you would want to take quercetin as well to make everything work better, to open up the airways, so to speak, to open the path, to build the tunnel, to get everything to work better, is basically how this person was explaining it. So quercetin. So do some research yourself. If you're looking at medical stuff, it's hard to do medical searches on Google. I always go to DuckDuckGo for a lot of searches. You can do the same exact searches on Google and DuckDuckGo, and you'll get different results based upon their algorithms. So if you might not be able to find something on Google, go to DuckDuckGo, and sometimes it's like one of the first things. I heard somebody say this. Why can't I find this on Google? Go to DuckDuckGo. It's interesting. Their algorithms, how it works. They all have an agenda, right? All these companies have agendas, so they want to show things that they want to show. And incidentally, Google owns two pharmaceutical companies, so they don't like to promote alternative health things on Google and the algorithms, because they want to be able to promote medicine, Western medicine. So that's the story with that. So let's see. Anything else I'm missing? Closed tonight, back open tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Super Bowl Sunday boxes will be announced very, very, very soon. Super Bowl Sunday boxes will be announced. Jay Maynard's rounding up all the ingredients in there. There's so many things that are popular for Super Bowl Sunday that we're like, we have this long list. We're like, okay, this is really way too big for 2 people or even 4 people. So we got to kind of narrow things down and figure it out. But we'll have cool things on there, like local soppressata, some cheese, mac and cheese, pulled pork sandwiches, things like that. There'll be a vegetable on there, so hummus and some veggies. And of course, you can add on whatever you want. If you want a shrimp cocktail, things like that, we'll have availability for add-ons. We're not sure we're going to put wings in the box, because we don't really own a fryer. We have this little pot in the kitchen that has a basket in it. That's how we cook our wings. So we don't own a commercial fryer at all. So we won't have, if we got 10 orders of wings at one time, there's no way we can even do 10 orders of wings at one time. We just don't have the capability of doing it, not like a regular restaurant that can just keep dropping basket after basket and have this dedicated massive fryer. And some restaurants have 2, 3, and even 4 fryers. And if you're a wing restaurant, 4 fryers is probably the normal because you're constantly going from one fryer to another. And we fully smoke our wings first, and then we finish them, which helps save the oil. A lot of restaurants will take raw wings, throw them into the oil, which that thing goes into the oil and ruins the oil a lot quicker than it would by just finishing an already cooked product. So it saves a lot on your oil. Wings might be an option to be added on, or you can take them home and bake them yourself and then add the sauce. It's a good plan to do that, but they just don't turn out the same in your home oven than they would coming out of our kitchen. And of course, if we were to cook them and you don't eat them within 15 minutes, it's just not the same. Like that with anybody's wing or anybody's French fry, it's just not the same when it's cooked fresh and then allowed to sit. Let's see. Jamie and I are gonna try to get a little wine video here in soon before we go out to dinner. So check that out, Wine Time Live. Our Wine Time Live podcast and live stream that we do here, we try to do it every week. That show, the theme of that is to not really talk about the wine. It's never really about the wine. It's about the stories of the winery. So it's Wine Time Live. You can find it on iHeartRadio. You can find it on Apple, on iTunes. You can find it on these popular podcast sites. Because after it's on Instagram and Facebook, we download it. We extract the audio. We actually put the video on YouTube. I don't do this personally. One of my virtual assistants does. Then uploads it to Podbean, and then Podbean distributes it to the other channels. So when you listen to that show, don't think you're going to learn about wine on there and learn about the flavors of this bottle and give them some kind of rating and this and that. It's not about that. It's about the stories of the winery, traveling to the winery. So that's what we're talking about. Of course, we mention the wine, of course. We mention the wine, we talk about it, we show about it, but it's not about the wine. It's about the stories and the personal connections to the vineyard. Let's see. That is it for now, folks. And the title, if you're just tuning in, by the way, the title of this was That Truck's Not For Us, that's sitting in the front here. So there's been a Pepsi van out front for 2 hours, 3 hours, and parked right in front of our front door. And I know some people think "Why, gee, what's that Pepsi truck doing in front of our own time?" I didn't think they used Pepsi or Coke or Budweiser, and we don't. That wasn't for us. That was for another restaurant. I don't know which restaurant it was going to. Most restaurants do serve Pepsi or Coke. We actually serve our soda. The soda we serve is called Ugave. And Ugave is an organic soda on the gun, sweetened with agave. Ugave is an awesome brand. We've been serving that a long, long time. There is another natural soda that we serve, which is these Gus sodas. We don't really serve them, we sell them. But if you wanted something with this, we could serve it to you. Gus sodas. It's called Grown Up Soda. We have their Ruby Red Grapefruit, and we have their Cola. And the neat thing about this is there's a lot less sugar. Let me adjust that. There's a lot less sugar in here, thus called Grown Up Soda. And there's no sodium benzoate. There's no funky chemicals in here. This whole can, this whole bottle is only 95 calories. That's how little sugar is in here. Coke or Pepsi came out with an under 100 calorie soda a few years ago, and they didn't really change the formulation of soda. They shrunk the size of the soda down to an 8-ounce can or something. They cut it down by half to get the 100 calories in there. And because it had under 100 calories, they could get the Heart Association seal of approval because it was under 100 calories. Folks, this is how ridiculous our American nutrition is. It is insane what these companies get away with, and it's about the money. It's about... they make these rules so they can meet them very, very attainably, and they post science that totally benefits them in a lot of this stuff. So when you see the American Heart Association logo on a can of Pepsi or Coke, it doesn't mean anything. It was a bought and paid for thing that was manipulated. you can definitely find articles out on the web about how much money the National Dietetic Association takes every year. Their funding, like they run on like a $5 million, some ridiculous budget, right? So like $4 million of their budget comes from donors like the Sugar Association, the Carbonated Beverage Association, whatever the associations are out there, are the ones, Coke and Pepsi, are the ones who are giving them all this money so they can operate. So if they're taking money directly from Coke, whether it's in the tune of $1 million, $2 million, or $500,000, you better believe that there is some kind of fair equity going on where it's going to benefit Coke just as much as it benefits the National Dietetic Association. So, that's how it works in America, right? You buy things, you pay for things, and you get to present science that is in your direction, and that a lot of times nobody else can even question that science. So people should be questioning the National Heart Association of why they would even put an emblem like that on a soda product to begin with, and put them under the gun for that and see the money trail. So Gus Grown Up Soda, really cool product. The owner's from Sullivan County, by the way, this local Sullivan County guy. So that's really cool. And that's it for now, folks. I got to get going. I will talk to everybody later. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate all the likes and the hearts today. Really, really appreciate that. And have a great day, everybody.